What's happening, YouTube? Paul from Main Mount Media. Today we're going to be talking about the Rode Wireless Go 2, the one feature that convinced us to finally go wireless, and a few other features that might convince you to join us. All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about the Rode Wireless Go 2. It's a wireless microphone system for lavalier microphones. It is a wildly effective system. It is crazy affordable, but realistically, there's one feature that convinced us to go with this system, and no reason to make you wait for it. It's the internal recording. That is the one feature that convinced us to finally go wireless. We are permanently afraid of dropouts when it comes to audio recordings, and it can really ruin your footage. If you're trying to do a formal interview and right when things get perfect and somebody does something and says something that you know you want in your footage and you go to play it back and it turns out the mic dropped out, there's nothing you can do. It's ruined. Your shot is gone. And generally speaking, you won't find out about this until later. Even if you're monitoring your audio, there can be little flickers that you don't even catch. And if you do catch it, you have your talent or your interviewee like redo that piece of audio. It's still pretty likely that it won't be quite as impassioned and effective as the first time that they said it when they really meant it. And we just couldn't ever do it. We were going with pocket recorders for our lavaliers, syncing in post, and that was our workflow. And I don't really have any problem with that, except for the fact that there's no way of knowing if the pocket recorder is still recording, and that could be terrifying. When you're doing a really important interview, or God forbid you're doing, 8 or 10 interviews in a day, and you come home, you find out that the SD card got corrupt, or the battery died, or just a button got bumped in their pocket or something like that. You wouldn't know until the end of the day. But now with this wireless system, you have all the effectiveness and fail-safe property of a pocket recorder. On top of that, it's uncompressed 32-bit float audio, which is really nice, really effective. And then it wirelessly sends a pretty solid signal to your camera, so you can monitor and have embedded audio into one of your channels on your interviews. Really effective. So today we're going to be doing a few tests. We're going to show you a few things on how we've integrated it into our workflow, and hopefully it'll help you decide if this is the right product for you and if it'll work into your workflow as well. So in just a minute, I'm going to hook it up and you guys can listen along and see if you like the audio that comes out of it. But in the meantime, I just want to show you one of the two setups that I have rigged out. So for number one, which is what you're going to be listening to in just a minute, is I will be using this XLR to 3.5 millimeter mini jack adapter from Rode. It's like $25. It can supply phantom power if it needs it, which this does not. But another really awesome setup that I did recently for a job was I was doing some sort of run and gun on the fly interviews, and we were inside of heavy machinery, and the machinery sound was really causing the shotgun to not capture very usable audio. I mean, you could hear what they were saying, but it didn't sound good, and this tool was invaluable for me during that scenario. So this little guy is the receiver. It is a 2-channel receiver, which means that on the left channel, it can receive one of these transmitters, and on the right channel, it can receive the other transmitter. However, if you only have one interviewee, then really all you need is one of these. And so what I've done here is I've got one of these super cheap Y adapters, and you can see they're 2 different colors, which signifies that one channel, this is one mono input, and this is the other mono input, and then the stereo recording into my camera, which is the X-T4, I have 2 different microphones hooked up, and I can individually adjust those levels in post. So I do want natural sound from my on-camera shotgun, which is the Rode Video Micro for some of my run and gun setups. So I'll plug that into one channel, and then what I'll do is I'll take the transmitter, which conveniently fits right here on the shoe of my camera, which, if you guys don't know, these clips on the back, which are pretty strong and effective for clipping to clothing or pockets and pants, things like that, is also shoe adaptable. So super helpful, very convenient. Then you take this awesome little cable that's provided in the package and hook it up to the other side here. Now what I've got is internal audio recording straight into the camera with both my onboard natural sound as well as this transmitter, which I can clip to my subject, and now I can get 2 forms of audio. What I did for the most recent job was I didn't really have time or interest in setting up a lavalier, burying it under their clothes. The people we were working with, of course, in the times of COVID, wanted to keep their distance. So rather what I did was hand off this and just told them, hey, clip this to the hat that you're wearing on the other side of me. So it was out of the shot, but it was just tucked right up next to their face. And the built-in microphone came in super handy along with the wind puffs that they provide as well. So really effective little tool for just run and gun scenarios to get slightly improved, or I should say very improved audio.
The operators have to care a lot about what they're doing and what they're accomplishing in the snowcats at night. Those operators are skiers and snowboarders themselves.
But what we'll generally be using this for is a lot of our sit-down formal interviews that we do. So I'm gonna set that up right now and you can start listening along. All right, so now what you guys are listening to is this microphone here. Right now what I have is one of the transmitters hooked up to the Rode Lavalier Go, which is a microphone designed specifically for this system. It came out when the first Rode Wireless Go system came out. It's about an $80 microphone, and I think it's a great value for dollar. We've used microphones that are cheaper, we've used microphones that are more, and truth be told, the sound on this is very acceptable for most uses. It's small enough it can be buried under clothing, or it comes with this nice little clip and pop filter so that you can use it outside the clothing, as you're seeing right here. And it's just a really overall very good sounding microphone, and that's the most important part of this system for us. The wireless transmission is convenient, it's small, the battery life is really good, the internal recording makes it so you have a fail-safe, so if you're moving around quite a bit, you don't have to worry about dropouts. But in this particular sit-down scenario, really just the size, convenience. It takes about 3 seconds to start up, and it connects immediately right out of the box. It's a really quick and easy system. And then, of course, whoever's running the camera can be monitoring the audio as opposed to, say, a pocket recorder like we were discussing before. So really convenient system. And the quality is pretty good. Also, on the built-in microphone, there are some situations where just like you need a quick soundbite from someone, and the built-in microphone is surprisingly good. I certainly wouldn't say it's good enough for all uses, and it's certainly not like a true high-end professional quality mic, but it's usable, and we've already used it in a professional setting. It comes with these wonderful little pop filter slash wind puffs, and rather than just sort of slipping on, they've sort of done like a bayonet system, sort of like a lens clipping onto a system. So you push and then twist and it pops into place. And now you can see it's really, really sturdy. Currently, with the way things are with COVID, a system that you can hand off to someone and just sort of instruct them on how to set it up is wildly helpful for us. And then even working into the future, something as small and convenient and easy to set up as this with a clip or something that fits, it's small enough to fit in a pocket is really helpful. But really, for us, the one feature that I just can't get enough of is the fact that it transmits, but it also records. We've toyed with the idea of getting a wireless microphone system for a really long time, and the fear of dropouts just kept us from ever committing, because the silliest thing that we almost started doing was having our lavaliers go into a recorder and then feed out of the recorder into a wireless transmitter, and then having people clip 2 packs to their belt or shove 2 things in their pocket. And we just decided that was too cumbersome. And we were waiting very patiently for a long time for anyone to come up with a system that transmits audio and also records audio in one package. We expected it to be expensive. We expected it to be big. We expected it to be terrible on battery life, but we really thought it was going to be the one feature that would convince us to switch to a wireless transmitter. Rode is none of those things. This Wireless Go system is small. It's very convenient, it's very easy to set up, it's very affordable, the battery life is exceptionally good, and it's uncompressed audio, internal. It's 32-bit float audio. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, the overarching theme is that 24 bits of audio is enough information to get your entire dynamic range of recording, and so that extra 8-bit is really just sound volume information, or levels information, I should say. So really what you're doing is you don't need to adjust your levels on your microphone for that internal recording anymore if you record at that uncompressed level. And so that's really effective for us. We don't have to deal with making sure people aren't clipping on their audio. We don't have to futz with anything really. We obviously we're going to level our internal audio. For those of you who are curious, we are running into the rig that you've seen in our video, which is the Beachtech Red XLR interface that then feeds into the camera. Our XT3 is set to negative 18 dB. The Wireless Go receiver is also set to negative 18 dB. And that's just sort of like a nice safe level. I'm generally peaking around minus 20. If I get really excited, it still won't clip. So generally speaking, I've got safe levels in camera and I don't need to sync anything in post anymore. But if we decided to do a walk and talk, like with the mobile setup, or if we happen to be in some sort of office building scenario where there's just a ton of interference, you've got that safety and security, which for us, that's what a lav is anyway. We always try to primarily use our boom audio. It's a much more natural sound, but sometimes you need some backup audio. And the fact that this is a true backup that you can have confidence in, that is totally reliable, is great. And again, the system isn't perfect. There are flaws to it, but it's a backup audio source for us anyway, and it's wildly convenient. And the fact that it was only $300, I can't say enough about that. Rode really nailed it on this one. If you're like us and you're looking for a semi-professional use lavalier mic that does everything you need all in one nice, neat little package, and you don't have to break the bank getting it, I highly recommend looking into this one. A really important point is that we are not sponsored by Rode or anyone else. This is all independent, just from us to you, just from a fellow filmmaker. We're trying to just help you make decisions to get the audio and video, of course, that you're looking to get for your productions. We bought all this with our own money. We did not get this as a pre-release. Rode did not contact us in any way, nor have we contacted them. So don't think this is a proper like paid endorsement or anything like that. This is just the tool I've been waiting for, and it's finally available. So if you're like us and you're looking for a wireless system that you can have confidence in, I think this might be it.